Pardon my intrusion, sir. The people of the Agora speak of you as the Master, a man of wisdom. I have traveled far and find myself troubled by questions that disturb my sleep.
And what makes you think an old man on a bench might have your answers? Come, sit. The shade is pleasant, and questions are always welcome companions.
Thank you. I have been thinking about the nature of habits, those actions we perform day after day until they seem to perform themselves. Some serve me well, others lead me astray. What is their true nature? What is the meaning of habits in a well-lived life?
Ah, habits, the silent architects of our character. Tell me, young traveler, have you observed how water flowing over stone eventually carves a path?
Yes, even the hardest rock yields to persistent drops.
Indeed. Just as water shapes stone, our repeated actions shape our very selves. But consider this, is it the single drop that creates the channel or the thousands before it?
It must be all of them together. No single drop could do such work.
And therein lies the first truth about habits. Each action seems small, perhaps insignificant, yet together they possess the power to transform that which appears most solid and unchanging, our character, our very nature.
But some habits form without our choosing. They simply happen.
Do they? Or is it that we choose not to choose? Let us examine this. When a potter first works clay, his movements are deliberate, conscious. Each finger placement is a decision. Yet after years at the wheel, his hands seem to move of their own accord. Has he lost choice, or has choice become embedded in his very fingers?
I suppose the choice has become part of him, though he no longer notices making it.
Yes, and here we find the second truth. Habits begin as actions, but become part of our nature. The choices we once made with effort eventually make us. This is both their power and their danger.
Their danger?
Consider a path through a forest. The first traveler chooses his way carefully among the trees. Those who follow deepen the path until it becomes the obvious way, perhaps the only way that appears possible. Yet what if this path leads to a precipice? Would it not be better to forge a new path, however difficult?
Yes, but breaking old habits is notoriously difficult.
Which brings us to the third truth. Habits respond not to knowledge alone, but to practice. The man who wishes to change his path must not merely see the better way, he must walk it again and again until his feet find it in darkness.
This suggests we should be careful which habits we cultivate.
Indeed, for we cultivate not just actions, but the very soil of our character. Tell me, if you plant seeds daily in your garden, do you not eventually harvest what you have planted?
Of course.
Then why do so many express surprise when their daily actions yield their inevitable harvest? The fourth truth is this. Habits reveal our deepest values, not by what we claim to cherish, but by what we repeatedly do.
Then we must be vigilant about even small actions.
Yes, but not from fear. Rather from the recognition that in our habits lies our greatest power to shape ourselves. Consider the musician who practices daily. Each session seems to yield little progress, yet after years, what once seemed impossible flows effortlessly from his fingers.
So habits are tools for transformation?
Yes, and here we approach the heart of the matter. Habits are neither good nor evil in themselves. They are the means by which we craft ourselves. Just as the sculptor's chisel can create either a masterpiece or a monstrosity, our habits shape us according to the vision, conscious or unconscious, that guides them.
How then should we approach our habits?
With awareness, intention, and patience. First, become aware of the paths you currently walk. Second, choose with clear intention which paths serve your highest purpose. And third, walk the new path with patience, knowing that the ground will gradually yield to your steps.
I begin to see habits not as mere routines, but as the very process of becoming.
Now you approach wisdom. For the final truth about habits is this. They are not separate from you. You are not trapped by your habits, you are expressed through them. Change them, and you change not merely what you do, but who you are.
Thank you, Master. I came seeking knowledge about habits, but leave with insight about myself.
The best knowledge always leads us back to ourselves. Go now and observe your paths. Remember that each step both follows the path and creates it.